Hey guys, I just want to go over the Demon Hunter PTR changes so far. So basically, what happened so far is Father to the Flame is no longer a proc. It now is revealed by Spectre's Sight. The soul doesn't drop on the ground anymore. You just get it instantly as soon as you kill it. And since it's connected to Spectre's Sight, obviously it has a cooldown now. And that cooldown is 1 minute. Ignore this. It's a 1 minute cooldown. Metamorphosis is a 2 minute cooldown now. Reduced to 3 minutes normally, and then you reduce it 1 more minute with Rush of Chaos. This is 60 seconds with 2 points in it, so it's 2 minute cooldown now, making Demon Hunter much better in Shuffle. Demonic Appetite is baseline now, which was the this talent that dropped a soul on the ground and gave you soul fragments, which was really nice. Gave you Fury. Yeah, that's good. The option is baseline now, so now you have more talent points. You don't have to, you spend a talent point to get this. Blade Tempest, more damage, longer cooldown, great. Fell Barrage redesigned, no longer channel, but drains Fury per tick, and until Fury is depleted. This is kind of bad because, it's really just the same, because if you're not spending Fury, you're effectively doing nothing, and that means that you're effectively channeling a bin ability, right? I mean, this is just a channel with more steps, so I think this is good. Anyway, initiative is no longer triggered denied by damage overtime effects. This is a huge change for PvP because what would happen before was if you played initiative and you had a dot on you, then it was very unlikely that you would trigger it. Momentum is nerfed in damage, but lasts longer, and the duration can stack up to 30 now. Stupid change. If momentum is only 6%, is kind of bad. Inertia, this new talent where when you're empowered by Amal Chaos, when you Fell Rush, the increased damage will increase your damage by 20%. So you'll get like a Father to the Flame buff after you Fell Rush, with Amal Chaos up. So you've Malicious Nora, Fell Rush, gain Father to the Flame for 5 seconds, essentially. But they stack, right? This is kind of good. Fellrush GCD increase, doesn't matter. Fellblade enforces a global cooldown of 0.5, was 1.5. This is huge. Fellblade is effectively not even on a DCD now. Like, it almost feels like it's not on a DCD. I played a bit on PTR. So this is gonna create like a lot of cool scenarios where you can combo, a big chaos strike with Fellblade at the same time and stuff like that. There's gonna be a lot of scenarios where you'll actually want to using Fellblade off GCD for damage now, because it's so free. It's just free damage. They added a new talent called Deflective Dance, where you get a huge shield for the duration that you're doing the blade dance animation. However, it's a choice between that and MS, so you probably won't be playing it, which is really unfortunate. They will most likely change this so that you will be able to play it while having MS. So that's going to be fun to play around with. A Fire Inside is a new talent where Emulation has an additional charge and then a 30% chance to refund the charge when you activate it. And then you can have multiple Emulation up at the same time. This is really cool, but it's a bit unfortunate that they added some RNG into it, because RNG is generally really bad in PvP. Like, you might have a game where this just never triggers, which is really unfortunate. You might have games where this triggers back to back to back, or you end up having 6 simulation ores on you at the same time, and then you one-shot someone. Just burn them alive. So that's, yeah, I don't know. I think this is a bit silly with RNG, but what can you do? I think this would be insane combined with inertia, because you can have the 20% damage increase up for a longer time with multiple charges. So yeah, it's cool. Rush damage increased by 60%, but then they made Unbound Chaos only go up to 250% instead of 400%, but then it's only one talent point. So I think this is just like offset that. And then they basically made a bunch of talents, 1 talent point now instead of 2. And then one big change for Cedric Glaive was that it increases certain glaive procs off your chaos strike now as well, instead of just throw glaive. And then it causes them to take increased damage from your chaos strike and throw glaive instead of I-beam. So now I-beam is basically fucking useless. And Ice of the Prey causes your Relation Roar to deal 30% increased damage. Actually, they've changed that, but we'll get to that later. This is the first changes. So then they made more changes 2 days ago. So they made Spectral Sight 1 minute cooldown, like I said earlier. Demonic duration is only 5 seconds now instead of 6. This doesn't matter because the only reason why you want to get into Demonic is to, do the big Death Sweep and then, one Chaos Strike into Essence Break, and then that's basically all you want from Demonic, right? So this change doesn't do anything. Elysian Decrease moved into the Demon Hunter class tree, as you can see here. It's a choice between Collective Anguish. Oh, no, sorry. Here, it's Elysian Decree over here. So this is kind of sick. I think we'll probably be playing it. Especially since we have Demonic Appetite baseline now. Since this pops a bunch of Soul Fragments on the ground, you'll get max Fury Bar. I think that's cool. And then Father to the Flame is moved to the Demonic class tree, so now you have to choose between Collective Anguish and Father to the Flame. I think this is... It's a bit unforged, but it's fine. Collective Anguish never really does much anyway. It's kind of like pad. It doesn't do that much. But I think it's fun to play around with in PvP because there's some scenarios where you can make some cool plays with, spawning the demon by beaming, and then you heal a bit, and then that saves you or something, and then they removed the talent here, this talent on Natural Malice. They removed that, as you can see, and then they buffed Hunt damage over time effect and the initial damage, which is nice. So now they basically removed this talent and put it into Hunt. Sigil of Flame is now baseline, so now you use the talented here. Now it's not even there. And then the damage increased by 20 to 200%, like the initial. I don't know if 200% is going to be enough. As you can see, it only does 16% of your attack power, so 200% of that is, 3 times as much damage, right? Because 100% increased damage is double, and then 200% increased damage is triple. So that's 48% of your attack power now, but 48% of your attack power, I mean, what is Chaos Strike, right? I mean, it's 87, 150, 130%, so it does 1/3 of a Chaos Strike now. AoE, it's not that great. Lit by the Glaive, it's kind of like a dumb talent now. Whenever you parry, you'll heal, but it only happens every 5 seconds, but you'll never parry. I tested this. I spec'd into this. I played a full shuffle, and I had a weak aura that told me whenever I parried, and it never happens. So this is useless. Unrestrained. Just a bunch of talents here where they changed it to a 1 talent point, which is kind of nice. As you can see, Unrestrained is 1 talent. What else is 1 talent now? Well, a lot of things are 1 talent, so that's nice. So you have like more freedom to change whatever you want, choose whatever you want, etc. Rush of Kids is 2 talents now, so this used to be this one, 60 seconds, now it's this one, 30, and then 60-second choice. Yeah, it's whatever. Looking sigils no longer reduces cooldowns of sigil skills. That is this one. So now as you can see, all sigils activate 1 second faster. It used to be down here, and also have the cooldowns reduced. I think this is insane. Now we can actually fear healers, in-cap fear healers, which is fucking amazing. It's so easy to get, right? It's right there. So you just talent, and then you get it. It's a bit unfortunate you have to take Infernal Armor to get it, but I think it's okay. I do believe it's fine. Let's see. Actually, you can just take parry, and then you get down there faster if you want. And you can just skip it. You could just take the parry if you really need to. But, then I'm gonna drop here. I need 1 talent point, right? Because I need fodder. I don't need this. There we go. Yeah. So you could do this, and then let's say you want reduce fear cooldown, then you would have to go through the parry thing. But I think the parry thing is bugged right now, right? Yeah, I can't even pick it. And then you would drop infernal armor, pick parry, and then you take one there, and then you would probably drop this as well, and then take that or something like that. Yeah, it's a bit awkward to get this because you have to go through infernal armor or parry, but you know I think it's worth it. Anyway, that was a tangent. Here, pretty big change. They made a typo, but what they did was they made so basically I told them that having a final slash here with the dancing fate with fate is awesome, right? Because right now it's 40%, but they changed it to 25%. But now they changed it back to what it is now. But I actually buffed it. So if you see, used to so on the first changes I read up here, they made it 25%. See here 25, right? Used to be 2040. Like I showed you here 40. So they made it 25, and I told them like there's no way. Like we need that final slash to be massive. It's way too fun. And they listened, so now it's 50% instead of 25. So that's fucking awesome. Like they're really listening. And then there's a new thing called Demon Hide that increases magic damage dealt. That's a typo. Increases magic damage. Oh wait. Isn't that a typo? I thought this was supposed to say increases magic damage taken, but reduces physical damage taken. But I guess it's you do more magic damage, and then your physical damage taken is reduced as well. But this is insane. I read this wrong. Oh, so you just do 5% more damage passively because all your damage is magic. You don't do any physical. This is a 5% damage increase and a 5% physical damage decrease. That's crazy. Okay, I didn't know that. Oh. That's fucking awesome. Okay, so that's pretty fucking fat. Then Dash of Chaos for 2 seconds after Fel Rush. Activating again will dash you back towards your initial location. This is kinda cool. Oh, this is this one. The problem with this though is, as of right now, when you Fel Rush, you cannot Fel Rush back to back, otherwise you'll be teleported back. So I told them, when we Fel Rush, we need to get a buff that converts our Fel Rush into the blink back thing, and then we can click off the buff to Fel Rush back to back. So then you could, for example, you know, you could, for example, do something like cancel aura, Fel Rush buff. You just call it that, and then you can cast Fel Rush. And that way, you can Fel Rush back to back because whenever you press it, it'll remove the buff and then cast Fel Rush. Saying? And they're looking into applying something like that, so that'll be good. Because if you spec into this and you can't Fel Rush back to back, I mean that's just stupid and clunky, right? And the Scars of Suffering increases verse by 4% and reduces threat generated by 8%. This is kind of cool, but if I remember correctly, it's kind of awkward to take. Yeah, it's like here. It's not awkward to take at all, actually. But I think when you take this, you run out of talent points a little bit, I believe. As of right now, if I remember correctly, hold on, I'll take that. That's there we go. Yeah, that's like the build I'm thinking right now. Because the middle part is just useless with I-beam being so shit now. Because they changed the Red Glaive to increase Chaos Strike and Throw Glaive damage instead of the old one where you would increase I-beam and Chaos Strike. So I-beam is just useless. So anything related to I-beam I think is just going to be useless. I guess it's not awkward then. I'll take it back. Good, I double checked. Yeah, so this is just like 4% verse. So now we get 5% decreased physical damage here, and then 4% increased verse. So we're gonna be more tanky. It's gonna be good. Then they added like a weird thing called Chaotic Disposition. Each time you deal chaos damage, there's a 7.77 I feel like that's a meme a little bit, because you know how on Twitch people donate and then it goes 777,777, you know, when people donate that shit. I feel like that's what they did here, just as a meme. This has to be a meme. Like, who the fuck comes up with this? 777% chance, or 7.77% chance to duplicate 33% of the damage up to 7 total times. Like, what the fuck is this, man? This is so stupid. In a good way, though. It's a bit funny, but I don't know. I think it's gonna be good. It's just a bit memey. Yeah, I don't know. And then I-beam damage, they increased it by 15%. I told them I-beam's gonna be awful, so they did this, and then I think it's still gonna be awful. But at least they did something, right? They increased Fel Barrage damage, still gonna be awful. I think, unless Fel Barrage does insane damage, it'll be great, right? But it's still a channel. So even if they don't think it's a channel, it's a channel. It's just with more steps. As long as it depletes your fury, you're AFK while casting it, you know? Alright, Isolated Prey now causes Immolation Aura to always crit, was 30% increased damage. Yeah, so they did the one change where up here, here increases Immolation Aura damage by 30%. Then they changed it again, so that now it's it always crits. So this is I think it's better before when it was 30% increased damage, but obviously, you know, always critting is nice as well. The reason why I say that is when it always crits, it's a buff to mastery, which means that you're gonna be more bogged down on only playing mastery. Like, they basically only want you to play mastery. Like, there's no way you'll play crit. Whereas before, I think crit was a more valued stat a little bit more. But now with this, you know, they're more pushing the just stack mastery. Don't think about anything else. And then we have Throw Glaive. Now triggers Cycle of Hatred's effect when Furious Throws is selected. So basically, your I-beam will be reduced when you throw Glaive, which is kind of cool. And since your tier set causes your Blade Dance to throw Glaive sometimes, so you can basically have Cycle of Hatred proc when you Blade Dance. And then Cycle of Hatred also procs up Blade Dance now, or used to before actually as well. But yeah, I don't know. It's still gonna be awful, I think, because I-beam does no damage. I mean, it does no damage. And then they also here, they Shadow Destiny now increases demon from duration per 10 Fury spent was 8. So they nerf Shadow Destiny even on top of all this, even though like no one's gonna play this. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I guess you can technically get down here and get Shadow Destiny and enemies necessary. I don't know how that looks like. If I go down there. What else drop? Drop the verse thing. I can drop. I mean, you have to play all the Immolation Aura stuff. The Immolation Aura stuff is too good, right? Except like, yeah, like the Immolation Aura stuff is too good. So I mean, how do you get these two talents? You can't drop these two things. It's impossible. You would have to drop the verse. So this would have to be like some PvE shit where like you don't need oops. You don't need a mess or something, or you don't need this, or I don't know. It has to be some PvE shit because you can't get this normally. Like, there's no way. Oh, sorry, you can't get Shadow Destiny and enemies necessary normally without losing some huge stuff. But yeah, so that's basically those changes. So Demon Hunter is looking very strong on P2R right now. They're making some pretty cool changes. I think it'll be fun. But then they did a bunch of responses yesterday to people's questions. Didn't respond to me though, which was a bit sad. But here's the thing. They said they said a bunch of stuff, but here's some of the most important thing they said. They said the 2 sets initial full power automatically trigger Throw Glaive will consume a charge of your Throw Glaive skill and thus require that a charge is available in order to trigger. So basically, you need a charge of Throw Glaive in order to trigger your 2-step. And then it'll also consume that charge. I think that's really worrying, and I told them about it. Like, there's no way, there's no way that this tier set is gonna be good if all it does is press slow glaive for you. Because I mean that is good. Don't get me wrong, because that's a global you don't have to spend on throw glaving, but you have to realize that it does 35% damage, so it'll do way less damage. So you're basically sacrificing not pressing the button and saving the global to spend on something else to deal less damage to throw glaive. Like, I don't know, it seems really sus. I mean, if they remove this so that it does 100% effective damage, I think it'll be good. But I think 4-step won't be good because you won't reduce the hunt's cooldown by enough that it'll be worth it. I don't think, because the stats on the tier set is fucking awful. There's only mastery on one piece out of 5 pieces. Like, it's like here. You can see like crit haste, haste verse, crit mastery, haste verse. Like, it's terrible stats, like horrible. So there's quite literally no way anyone will play this. Like, it has to be crazy good. I can see here that they changed it. So here it says throw glaive reduces remaining cooldown. Throw glaive reduces the remaining cooldown of the hunt by 0.4. And then now it's throw glaive reduces the remaining cooldown of a hunt by 2 seconds. But I mean, it's still only like 1 throw glaive every 6 seconds. So in a minute, you're reducing hunts cooldown by 20 seconds. So in 1 minute 30 seconds, you'll reduce the hunt's cooldown by 30 seconds. I mean, I don't think that's worth considering the stats you get. Yeah, so anyway, that's where DH is at right now. I don't think there's anything else I can say about it. I'll keep you guys in the loop for future changes and do a rundown of that. And probably do some gameplay on the PTR as well to showcase. But that's basically it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.